So BINBOK is a controller company that's been making controllers for the Nintendo Switch for years. I've reviewed several of their controllers on this channel. The very first one, I absolutely hated. That was a long time ago. I thought that controller was pretty low quality, and honestly, it just felt really cheap. So recently I have reviewed a few controllers of theirs. One of the most recent was the GameCube Joy-Cons. Those are really nice. The controller before that were their other big Joy-Cons, and it was the second version of them, which I liked a lot better than the first version. The first version, I didn't really like those at all. But I have to say, they have improved even more with this. So this is the Ultra Pro Controller by BINBOK, and it is by far the best thing that BINBOK has put out. We're gonna talk about this today. I'm gonna show you what it can do. It has a bunch of really nice features, and it's got a few that are kind of weird that I've never seen on another controller ever. So we're gonna go over all that. If you are new here, do me a favor, jump down in the description of this video. There is a link over there to my second channel. I'm doing a lot of other things over there. There's a link to the podcast. You make sure you hit that one. Go subscribe to the podcast channel, and make sure while you're down there doing all that you're subscribed to this channel. Okay, there's a lot to go over with this controller, so we'll start with the basic stuff. As you can see, it's laid out just like a Pro controller. It's got everything that a Pro controller has, but it does have more. There is no HD rumble in this controller, which honestly, it's fine. The rumble in it is good. It's not like crazy. It's a nice rumble, which you can actually adjust with this button right here on the bottom. There are a lot of buttons back here. We're gonna go over all of them. Like I said, this controller does a lot of stuff, but there's a button where you can adjust the rumble right here on the back. So the rumble's fine, not HD rumble, no big deal. It does not read amiibos, which don't really need it. That's fine. It's got all the other buttons you need. It's got even more. It's actually, as you can see, it does have LEDs here. You can change the color of the LEDs with this button right here. You can actually hold this button down and it will start changing the colors, I believe. Or no, that's how you make it brighter. You can actually turn the LEDs up and down as well. So I think you hit it twice, maybe. Maybe that's how you do it. Yeah, okay. So there you can get it to change. There's other settings. You can make it kind of go from one color to the other, which, is that what it's doing now? No, we're just kind of fading from, okay. There are a lot of settings with the LEDs. We're not gonna go over all of them, but you can make it, fade from one side to the other. You can do a lot of stuff with it. It does look good. You can turn them down, you can turn them up. The D-pad is gonna be something that you may like, you may not like. It's more of a floating D-pad. It kinda, as you can see here, kinda just floats there. There's buttons underneath. But I mean, it does work very well. Like, you can roll around on it very easily. You don't get stuck. It's a nice D-pad. If you're looking for something more like traditional, you may not like this. I think it's fine. I think it works well. I've tried some 2D stuff out with it. I have not had any issue whatsoever. Now, the sticks on this are also very cool. They are not Hall Effect sticks. They are nice sticks, but they are not Hall Effect sticks. The tops do come off, so you can change them. It comes with longer ones. So if you're playing like a first-person shooter, you need a little bit more control, you can do that. And it comes with these two. I think it's kind of weird that it comes with these little nubs. It just got these little like GameCube style nubs, which I don't know. That's not something I really ever would use. I did try out the longer ones, and I tried out these ones. I played Fortnite. This actually, for shooters on the Switch, a lot of people, let's be real. A lot of people aren't playing their shooters on the Switch. Some are, but if you're really into playing shooters, this controller actually offers a lot for you. Because not only does it have those sticks, but it actually has another button on the back here in the center where you can flip this and the controller just goes to 0 dead zone. So you're not gonna have any dead zone on your sticks whatsoever. You can turn that on and off. So that's another very cool feature with the sticks. The sticks feel good. Everything functions fine. Other than that, obviously you've got your capture button, you've got plus, minus, and then this button right here is your home button, kind of like Xbox style. So that looks pretty good. I mean, overall, I love the way the controller looks, honestly. And you see these grips here? This actually is rubber. It's rubber all the way around the front, all the way around the back. The grip on this controller, it just feels premium. It feels really nice. This controller, everything is built super high quality. The buttons are kind of like a mouse style button. They're kind of clicky like that, but at the same time, they're kind of soft. I don't really know how to explain it, but like, They're not quite as clicky as the ones we reviewed in the controller last time. They do feel very nice though. They're soft, but at the same time clicky. I know that sounds weird. It's hard to explain, but I do like the way they feel. Now up here on the top is where you're gonna find where this controller really starts to get interesting here. Now you've got your R, R2, L, L2, but you've also got L4 and R4 up here on the top. As you can see there are 3 buttons on the top, not just 2. And these little ones here are programmable. Now, let me tell you about the R2 and L2 first. They are basically like Xbox triggers. They kind of just go down. That's basically how they feel. You can use this switch right here to kind of adjust them a little bit. Like if you're playing a shooter and you want it to kind of be more of like a hair trigger, it will adjust so you can do that, or you can turn it so it's all the way on, and then you've kind of got the whole thing. Kind of like if you're playing a racing game, not on the Switch. Obviously, you know, racing games on the Switch don't really do that, but you've got that there. So you've got options on the triggers. The R and L buttons are clicky. They are clicky, kind of like the front buttons are. I do like the way that those feel. Now this setup kind of lets you do something cool. If you're playing first-person shooters on the Switch, this has a pretty cool trick. You can actually map R2 and L2 to these buttons here, and these buttons are they're not triggers like this. They are clicky. They are quick fire triggers there. So if you want something like that, if you're looking for that type of trigger to play first-person shooters with, you can have it right here. And actually, if you see where my hands are at here, actually works out pretty good. You can kind of just bump the other one with the side of your finger as you're shooting or aiming. If you need to change your weapon, it honestly works really well. I tried playing Fortnite like this. It's crazy how well it works. So you have a ton of options up there. Of course, you do have the programmable buttons back here on the back, which you can set to jump. So you would really not have to use these buttons a whole lot. You're doing it all here. You don't have to take your fingers off the sticks at that point. Like I said, for first-person shooters, this thing's basically perfect. It's got almost everything you need. It's got lots of options. It does have motion control that you can turn on and off, but I don't really know how to explain it. It's like its own type of motion control. So if you have the motion control off, let's just say the switch here is off. If you're playing something like Breath of the Wild, for instance, and you go to shoot your bow, the motion control in the game still works exactly how it would. And that is when this switch is off. Now, this is where it gets kind of weird. If you turn that switch on, you basically have motion control all the time. It basically takes over this stick that you would be looking around with and trying to aim and do whatever. It just makes it so you just do this. It's really, honestly, it's kind of crazy. It works really, really well. I'm surprised how well that actually translates. I tried it in some shooter games. I tried it in Breath of the Wild. I've tried it in a few things. It's kind of crazy, weird to get used to, but it works very well. I've never seen that in another controller. I don't know if there's another controller out there that actually has that feature. If you know of one, let me know in the comments, but I thought that was very cool. It's got a turbo button, which you guys know how I feel about turbo buttons. It is what it is, but overall, this controller is really, really nice. It is $51 right now if you pre-order. It's on pre-order. It is $56.99 if you don't pre-order. It says it's actually in stock and it's going to be shipping on September 22nd right now. So that's 2 days from the time this video goes live. Oh, I didn't even talk about this. It does have a 2.4 gigahertz connection, so you can use this hooked up to a Steam Deck. You can use it hooked up to a PC, really whatever you want to do with it. But it does also have modes to be able to use with Bluetooth, to be able to use with other things. So you're gonna be able to hook this up a lot of different ways. You can actually use it as a wired controller too, not just charging. You can actually use it as a wired controller. So this thing's got some serious options, and another cool thing about it, it's got a rechargeable battery in the back that you can take out. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe you can put batteries in here if you want, and I think this might actually be the same shape as the Xbox battery. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna test it out, and I'll let you guys know. But for $57, under 60 bucks, I could definitely recommend this, especially if you play shooters. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. This is a pretty stacked controller. I did forget to mention it does have a 10 to 12 hour battery life, which is very, very good, especially for having LEDs and stuff like that in there. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff going on. I can definitely recommend this controller. This is a great controller, but let me know what you think about this controller down in the comments. Is this something you're gonna be picking up? Is this something you are going to check out? I do wanna let you know, BinBok did send this controller over to me for this review. This is not a sponsored video, so if you wanna check out the controller, I am gonna have a link to it down below. That is an affiliate link. If you click on that link, it does help me out, so I thank you for that. But that is gonna do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you are subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.